Now on CoastTV News.
It's a damp start to our Wednesday here on Delmarva, expecting on and off showers and breezy conditions throughout the day, but I'm tracking the threat of even heavier rain and wind tonight into Thursday.
Deadly Caribbean destruction. What is expected next now that the powerful hurricane has made landfall?
After a decade without increases, Denmark eyes higher fees, and we'll tell you what those changes could look like.
Big spot for Fluharty.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him on a back foot sweeper.
How the Cape Henlopen alum was key in helping the Blue Jays win Game 4 of the World Series.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly, and thank you for being up with us during this 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we just saw that they're great seeing Cape Henlopen product, Mason Fluharty, get that strikeout in a key situation in the World Series last night.
Well, obviously, I stayed up watching it. This is my area of expertise, my favorite thing in the entire world, sports. I'm very knowledgeable in the subject, so I'm so glad that you brought this up, Matt.
And that is why you get the big bucks, her sports knowledge.
It is, really. I'm an encyclopedia up here.
Well, speaking of another guy who gets a lot of bucks, earns his money, his First Alert meteorologist, Chris Masterbono. He is in the First Alert Weather Center, and we join him now. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Matt and Grace, and a pleasant good morning to you, Delmarva. It is a damp start this morning. We're seeing a stream of moisture push in off the Atlantic. The rain, not all that heavy. We're seeing light to moderate showers push in off the Atlantic, so it's a wet commute down Coastal Highway and many of our beach communities this morning. Not a whole lot going on across the mid-shore, but we have an area of low pressure just to our south pushing in that moisture, but a stronger area of low pressure lurks across Missouri. This system is going to be impacting us tonight into Thursday. That one will be a bit more potent. Right now we're at 56 degrees in Ocean City, and those winds continue to howl out of the northeast, gusting upwards of 32 Indian River Inlet to 24 Bethany, 23 in Georgetown. Temperature-wise, slightly on the mild side. We're at 53 in Rehoboth, 49 in Bridgeville, and 49 in Laurel. So a lot of clouds today, a rather raw day with temperatures approaching the upper 50s to near 60 with on and off showers and drizzle with those gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour. Now we have a yellow alert in play for Thursday morning for that other area of low pressure bringing heavy rain tonight with the threat of an isolated damaging wind threat as we go into Thursday morning. But the good news is it's a quick hitting system. It's out of here by Thursday night, and we are looking at a sunny, dry, but blustery Halloween. We'll talk more about that in my full forecast a little later on in the newscast. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour, Hurricane Melissa made landfall Tuesday in Jamaica as a powerful Category 5 storm. Officials describe the storm as extremely dangerous with sustained winds of near 185 miles per hour. At least 7 hurricane-related deaths are already reported across the Caribbean. Melissa is the most powerful storm to ever hit Jamaica.
There could be a big change for people visiting Delaware state parks. For 10 years, Matt, daily entrance and annual pass fees have remained the same, but DENREC looking to change that.
Yeah, we now go live to Cape Henlopen State Park and Coast TV's Elisa Weber. She has the breakdown of the proposed changes, and there's an opportunity for the public to share their opinions. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Yes, I am here at Cape Henlopen State Park, which is one of 17 state parks that people can visit in Delaware. And since 2015, fees to visit state parks like this one have not changed, but DENREC is looking to possibly change that. And according to DENREC, all state parks are 65% self-funded, and an increase like the ones they are considering could help parks maintain current services and update facilities. And some of those proposed changes that DENREC is looking to consider include for out-of-state, for in-state, the daily entrance fee for inland parks $4 to $5. Beach parks $5 to $10. The out-of-state daily entrance fee for inland parks could be $8 to $10. Beach parks from $10 to $20. Annual pass fees for in-state visitors could be $35 to $50. For out-of-state visitors, that could be $70 to $100. DENREC says operating costs have increased by 127% over the past decade. And the public does have a chance to share their opinions with DENREC about these potential increases through a survey, but that survey closes tonight at midnight. Back to you.
That was Elisa Weber in Cape Henlopen State Park. So how does Delaware compare to other Delmarva states in park fees? Well, according to DenRec, Maryland's annual fees for people who live there are $75 versus $100 for people who do not. Daily entrance fees in Maryland range from $0 to $5 for people who live there and $4 to $7 for those who do not. And in Virginia, annual fees are $85 for everyone, and daily fees range from $5 to $10 for everyone.
Happening today, an organization that is hoping to deter a big development in the Milton-Harbison area is making their case. The Sussex Preservation Coalition is discussing the Cool Spring Crossing development. Developers plan to build on 637 acres on Route 9 in Cool Spring Road.
And Matt, the idea is a massive mixed-use development with more than 1,900 housing units spread across 7 villages. The coalition says it opposes the development, saying it violates the current future land use map and infrastructure just can't handle it.
The last thing we need is 1,900 more houses. It's hard to get a medical appointment, and it's hard to go anywhere.
Supporters of Cool Spring Crossing say it will bring more housing options, some affordable to the Cape region. Again, we're talking about tonight is a meeting of the Sussex Preservation Coalition. The next time the proposal is set to go in front of Sussex County Council is November 5th. Last night, Game 4 of the World Series, the Blue Jays call on Lewis's Mason Fluharty to help protect a 1-run lead in the 6th. He does just that, getting the strikeout of Tommy Edman to end the frame. And then the next inning, the Blue Jays score 4 times to put the game away, winning 6-2. The World Series is tied at 2 games apiece, and that pivotal Game 5 is tonight at 8.
This just in, with the federal government shutdown threatening to cut off food assistance on November 1st, both Democratic and Republican lawmakers in Delaware are calling on Governor Meyer to step in and protect families who rely on SNAP benefits. In a letter from Democratic legislative leaders, lawmakers said, quote, "We urge your office to authorize the use of state or federal resources to cover November's benefits for the tens of thousands who rely on them each month," end quote.
Similarly, the Delaware State Senate Republican Caucus and the Delaware State House of Representatives Caucus issued a joint letter to the governor saying, quote, "We respectfully request that your administration and Department of Health and Social Services Secretary Kristen Link Young identify and redirect any available funding resources to support the SNAP program," end quote. Both groups are proposing different funding options, and to learn more about that, head to the article on our website, CoastTV.com.
The Delaware House Majority Caucus says 120,000 people in Delaware rely on SNAP for food. The program helps low-income people and families. And due to the government shutdown, the Food Bank of Delaware says it expects an increase in demand soon, and they're asking for donations. The organization says most of its needed items include canned meats, hearty canned soups, rice, oatmeal, cereal, canned fruits and vegetables, formula, diapers, and shelf-stable milk.
Things to know: there are food banks across Delmarva ready to help people in need, and these include the Milton Community Food Pantry, New Covenant Church in Lewis, Stevenson United Methodist Church in Berlin, and the Salvation Army Food Pantry in Salisbury. On the national front, still no signs of a deal to reopen the federal government as thousands of government workers and aid recipients bear the brunt.
This as President Trump continues his visit in Asia, preparing for a meeting with China on Thursday. NBC's Tracy Wilkins shows us what to expect from both issues.
South Korea, the last stop on President Donald Trump's tour of Asia as he prepares to meet with China's President Xi. Trump is saying a new era of trade is on the horizon, offering some optimism after months of a tense trade war with China. The world is watching to see if talks between the two world leaders can cool tensions.
You know that President Xi of China is coming tomorrow here, and we're going to be, I hope, making a deal. I think we're going to have a deal. I think it'll be a good deal for both.
But in the U.S., the government is far from a deal that will end the government shutdown.
The motion upon reconsideration is not agreed to.
The Senate failed to advance a Republican-backed funding bill yesterday. As we enter day 29, both parties continue the blame game.
And so 42 million people are going to suffer because they're playing political games.
25 states and the District of Columbia are suing the administration to prevent SNAP food benefits from running out this week, arguing that the USDA is legally required to keep using emergency funds.
I challenge Republicans to support use of contingency funds for SNAP benefits. What Donald Trump is doing, and Republicans in Congress are supporting him, is making this shutdown as cruel and painful as possible.
This as furloughed federal workers struggle without the checks they earned.
I'm simply a federal worker trying to do a job and bring home a paycheck for my family.
My utilities come, they're due. My car note is due. My insurance is due. It's hard.
Tracy Wilkins, NBC News, Washington.
Newark, Maryland, looking to make upgrades to its water treatment plant that's over 40 years old. Now, paying for it is an ongoing challenge. Earlier this year, Newark learned that federal money earned for the upgrades was denied. Today, the town plans to inform Worcester County officials that it will apply to the Maryland Department of Environment for grant funding. Now, once the federal government shutdown is over, the town also plans to apply to USDA. According to Newark Water and Sewer Advisory Board, the MDE did not award funding for lead water service line replacement.
A road closure in Millville taking place on Monday. DelDOT says Railway Road between Old Mill Road and Pine Street will close for the installation of a crossroad pipe. We're showing you the area in question right there on your screen, and DelDOT says work is expected to last until Wednesday, November 5th.
We're just getting started here on this hour of Coast TV News today.
Coming up, solution for Seaford Inn, what the mayor is suggesting to give this deteriorating area new life.
Also, action on airport upgrades. We'll tell you what new features could be coming to the Salisbury Airport.
Still ahead, permit portal now live, how it changes the process of buying a handgun in Delaware. And First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono is in the Weather Center. He's tracking some stronger rain for later in the day. And we check in with Chris next.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. Halfway there, halfway to that weekend, and we're waking up to some showers across the area, primarily at the coast. We're at 49 in Salisbury. You can see that moisture streaming in off the Atlantic, so it's a wet commute across Coastal Highway this morning. Now, the shower activity, not all that heavy, but we're going to be dealing with this on and off shower and drizzle activity through the day today, and it's all thanks to an area of low pressure just off the southeast coast. Winds are going to continue to gust upwards of 25 to near 35 miles an hour out of the northeast, and temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s to lower 50s through the morning. We'll get up to the upper 50s through the afternoon with on and off showers. We'll talk about some heavier rain moving in tonight and the potential for some isolated damaging wind threats through Thursday morning. I'll break that down in my full forecast here in a few minutes. Grace.
Thanks, Chris. The permit to purchase online application portal is now live. Delaware State Police say from now on, people that live in Delaware who plan to purchase or transfer a handgun on or after November 16th must first obtain handgun qualified purchaser permits on the website that you can see here on your screen now. Applicants can begin the process by reviewing the requirements, and when ready, they may submit the online application through that portal. For more on that portal, you can check out coasttvnews.com.
New this morning, health officials in Wicomico County are warning people to stay alert after a fox tested positive for rabies. The Wicomico County Health Department says the fox was found near Catchpenny Road in Quantico. The department recommends avoiding contact with wild animals, avoid feeding pets outside, securing trash lids, and ensuring pets are vaccinated.
We want to keep that umbrella handy today. It's going to be another damp, breezy day with on and off showers, tracking some heavier rain tonight and windy conditions right through Thursday and into our Halloween. My full forecast after the break.
Time is 5:19 and you are looking live at a damp situation in Ocean City. Little rain there, Chris, but the big concern is in the Caribbean and what Hurricane Melissa is doing.
Yeah, certainly a record-setting hurricane yesterday making landfall in Jamaica. Made its second landfall just a short time ago in the Santiago de Cuba Providence there, and it continues to push over Cuba, and it's going to weaken a bit as it pushes back over the Atlantic and then become a Category 2 hurricane into the Caribbean, and then it's going to stay out to sea and then infect Bermuda into Friday. We're dealing with our own showers this morning. Pesky onshore flow continues, so it's going to be a damp day with on and off showers and drizzle, all thanks to this area of low pressure to our south. Now, a stronger area of low pressure lurks back across Missouri. This system is going to be swinging through tonight through Thursday. Right now we're at 59 degrees, and those winds continue to howl out of the northeast, gusting 33 Indian River Inlet to 23 in Georgetown. We're at 53 in Lewis and 49 in Harrington. We have coastal flood advisories up through Thursday for Sussex County, as well as Worcester County. Coastal flood watches, these run through the end of the week. Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico. So coastal flooding is going to be an issue through the end of the week through high tide. And we also have these gale warnings up through Thursday. High surf advisory continues through Thursday with those waves upwards of 11 feet, and that coastal flood advisory up through Accomack County through Thursday morning. A lot of clouds today with on and off shower and drizzle, highs topping out around 60 degrees. We'll continue to see that northeast wind flow gusting upwards of 30, 35 miles an hour. Now watch what happens into the overnight. They race out of the east, gusting upwards of 45 to near 50 miles an hour into daybreak Thursday, and that's going to accompany some heavy rain. The rainfall through the day today is on and off, light in nature, very intermittent. As we go into the overnight, watch the heavy rain build in, and even a rumble of thunder is possible. Also the threat of a damaging wind threat into daybreak Thursday. As that moisture streams in, you can see some heavier rains extending from Lewis down to Ocean City into Thursday. And then by Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, that system is out of here. The Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk, 1 out of 5, for the threat of an isolated severe storm through Thursday morning, with that primary threat being damaging winds. On average, we'll see about 1 to 2 inches. Could see a locally higher amount, about 3 inches, where we do see some heavier rain. That area of low pressure pushes northward. We dry out into Halloween, but it is a windy Halloween. We're going to see gusts upwards of 40 miles an hour. We're up to 61, and overall a pretty nice calm weekend with temperatures in the low 60s. And don't forget, we're getting a little extra hour of sleep there Saturday into Sunday. Matt.
That sounds great. Thank you, Chris. Across Delmarva, upgrades on the way to the Salisbury Regional Airport, including work to modernize the air traffic control tower. Wacomico County listed the project in this year's priority letter to MDOT, citing there isn't an upgrade on most of the equipment inside the tower in more than 2 decades. According to Salisbury's airport director, they're now in a position to move forward with a $1.3 million project.
This has been a priority for us for a while, and we finally found funding both through federal government and state and local resources.
Airport is looking to replace radios, weather systems, and consoles, among other equipment. And Rudy says the plan is to bid this project out in the spring of next year.
Up next on Coast TV News today, solution for Seaford Inn. We'll tell you what city leaders are suggesting paying for possible redevelopment. We'll be right back. The former Seaford Inn has sat vacant since March of 2020, and city leaders are now weighing in on how to finally deal with it. The city is considering a plan to pay for demolition and now clearing the way for redevelopment on Sussex Highway. The hotel, which formerly a Holiday Inn Express, has visibly deteriorated over the past 5 years without its use.
Any number of different things for the city that the residents would benefit from. In its current state, nobody's benefiting from this. So as a city and the leaders of our city, we have to look into different measures.
The mayor says one option would be to let the city front costs and recover them later. If council signs off, staff would line up a demolition timeline and then consider proposals for what replaces it.
Hope your Wednesday morning is off to a fantastic start. We're dealing with breezy and damp conditions this morning. As we take a live look into Ocean City, 59 degrees there. We're going to continue to see that onshore flow, so a wet start to the day, and we're going to see on and off showers throughout the day in Ocean City to Fenwick Island. We're going to hover right around the upper 50s through the afternoon. Those winds gusting as high as 35 miles an hour. So keep the umbrella handy through Lewis and Rehoboth as that onshore flow continues. Cambridge on and off showers through the afternoon, and the rain is going to generally be on the light side through the area today. That's going to change overnight. We have Sandra Rambo, Millsboro, Delaware. You're the winner of our Coast TV weather umbrella, and as always, you can get your latest forecast by dialing the First Alert Weather phone. I'll talk more about some heavier rain and wind moving in tonight coming up in the next half hour. Grace.
Thanks, Chris. After the break on Coast TV News today, meeting to deny development. We'll tell you why one group in Sussex County is voicing opposition to proposed project.
Also, potential state park fee increases. The areas where Denrick says more funding would benefit.
And the Caribbean takes the brunt of the storm. We'll show you how Jamaica is recovering from Hurricane Melissa as the storm turns towards Cuba now. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
It's a damp start to our Wednesday here on Delmarva, expecting on and off showers and breezy conditions throughout the day, but I'm tracking the threat of even heavier rain and wind tonight into Thursday.
Melissa's monster winds, the devastating impact of a hurricane that some are calling the storm of the century.
After a decade without increases, Denrick eyes higher fees, and we'll tell you what those changes could look like.
Preservationists push back. Why one organization is opposing a development planned for the Milton-Harbison area.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 29th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly, and thank you for being up with us. It's 5:30, and Matt,
yeah,
you got news.
I got some news for you. This is courtesy of our director, Cody, who informed me just before going on the air. It is National Cat Day, everybody.
The best day of the entire year. And if there's one person who knows how much I love cats, it's going to be Matt.
Yep.
He's got his own or multiple.
You have your...
I have Dr. McStuffins, a whole 20 pounds of him.
That's a big cat.
Oh, he's large. He's a massive guy. You know who else has a very large cat? Is Chris. And Chris, did you know that 60% of cats are actually overweight? And I think that yours is one of them.
I believe it, yes. My brother's cat, Loki, yes. Last time I went to the apartment, he's like, Chris, don't give him any treats. He's a little overweight. He's got an eating schedule he's on. Well, we're seeing some showers around the area this morning. Not all that heavy. You can see that flow of moisture in off the Atlantic. So it's a wet start out there. Keep the umbrella handy, and we're dealing with those wet roads across southern Sussex County as well as down through Ocean City as that moisture continues to stream off the Atlantic. We're dealing with one area of low pressure off the Carolinas, and you can see this stronger system back across St. Louis and Memphis. That's going to be swinging through overnight and into our Thursday. We're at 49 right now in Salisbury. Those winds continue to howl out of the northeast, gusting upwards of 33 at Indian River Inlet. We're at 52 Rehoboth, 49 in Bridgeville, and we are going to see mostly cloudy skies today with on and off showers, and we'll top out around 60 degrees. Coming up, I will talk more about that heavier rain and wind moving in tonight in that full forecast. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this half hour, Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Cuba early this morning as an extremely dangerous Category 3 hurricane. And this after the storm devastated Jamaica as one of the strongest to hit the Atlantic in history.
And now Reed Binion is showing us the damage and how the areas are recovering.
The entire Jamaica has felt the brunt of Melissa.
Hurricane Melissa is being called the storm of the century after slamming into Jamaica with devastating effect Tuesday as one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes in history.
Jamaica has gone through what I can call one of its worst periods.
Melissa made landfall as a Category 5 storm with 185 mile-per-hour winds. The massive scale of the destruction quickly became clear, with extensive damage reported across southwestern Jamaica. Schools, homes, and hospitals all affected by the hurricane.
Some of those areas, like St. Elizabeth Parish, are the main food-producing regions of the country.
St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket of the country, and that has taken a beating.
Officials said hundreds of thousands of people on the island were left without power. After tearing across Jamaica, Hurricane Melissa barreled over the Caribbean toward Cuba.
Storm surge along the southeast Cuban coast 8 to 12 feet above normal tide levels. And again, dangerous major hurricane force winds expected across portions of southeastern Cuba.
More than 735,000 people have been evacuated in Cuba, where residents and officials spent days preparing for the hurricane's impact. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
As we move on, people could have to pay more in the future when visiting Delaware state parks. For 10 years, daily entrance, annual fees, they remain the same, but Denrec is looking to change that.
Right, and live at Cape Henlopen State Park is where we find Coast TV news reporter Elisa Weber. And Elisa, you have the breakdown on the proposed changes, and there's an opportunity for the public to share their opinions.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. I'm here at Cape Henlopen State Park, which is one of 17 state parks that people can visit in Delaware. And since 2015, fees have stayed the same at all state parks like this one, but Denrec is looking to change that. Denrec says that Delaware state parks are 65% self-funded, so an increase would help the parks maintain their current operations as well as upgrade facilities. And some of those proposed changes could look like in-state daily entrance fees for inland parks could go from $4 to $5, beach parks $5 to $10. The out-of-state daily entrance fee for inland parks could go from $8 to $10, beach parks from $10 to $20. The annual pass fee for in-state visitors could go from $35 to $50, and for out-of-state visitors, that could go from $70 to $100. Denrec says operating costs have increased by 127% over the past decade. Here's what one out-of-state visitor thinks about the potential fee increases.
I think it's fine if it's only $10 for the entry. I think it's fine if it's going to contribute to the maintenance of the park. It doesn't seem to be quite up to the standards it used to be. And we kind of just thought it was because of just the way the world is now.
And the public does have a chance to share their thoughts on these potential increases with Denrec through a survey, but that survey does close tonight at midnight. Back to you.
Happening tonight, the latest attempt by Sussex Preservation Coalition to make their case on the Cool Spring Crossing development. Developers plan to build on 637 acres on Route 9 and Cool Spring Road, that's in the Milton-Harbison area.
The idea here is a massive mixed-use development with more than 1,900 housing units spread across 7 villages. The Sussex Preservation Coalition says it opposes the development and that it violates the current future land use map and infrastructure cannot handle it.
Supporters of Cool Spring Crossing say it will bring more housing options, some affordable, to the Cape region. And again, what we're talking about for tonight is a meeting of the Sussex Preservation Coalition, not the county government.
House Democrats in Delaware say 120,000 people in the state rely on SNAP for food. The program helps low-income people and families. And due to the federal government shutdown, the Food Bank of Delaware says it expects an increase in demand soon, and they're asking for donations. The organization says some of its most needed items include canned meats, hearty canned soups, rice, oatmeal, and cereal, canned fruits and vegetable, formula, diapers, and shelf-stable milk.
Some things to know. There are food banks across Delmarva ready to help people in need. Some of these include the Milton Community Food Pantry, New Covenant Church in Lewis, Stevenson United Methodist Church in Berlin, and the Salvation Army Food Pantry in Salisbury.
According to Cambridge officials, the government shutdown is forcing the city to make changes. According to its website, it will suspend utility disconnections for 2 weeks. City Manager Glenn Steckman explained that the temporary suspension does not forgive bills. This just in, Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings is joining 22 other attorneys general, including Maryland, in suing the U.S. Department of Agriculture. This over the suspension of SNAP benefits during the ongoing federal government shutdown. The lawsuit claims the USDA is breaking the law by refusing to use existing contingency funds Congress set aside to keep SNAP running during the shutdowns. And for more information on this lawsuit and what Delaware Governor Meyer said in response, you can head to the article on our website, CoastTV.com.
On the national front, still no signs of a deal to reopen the federal government as thousands of government workers and aid recipients bear the brunt. On Tuesday, the Senate failed to advance a funding bill. As the shutdown enters day 29, both parties continue the blame game.
So 42 million people are going to suffer because they're playing political games.
What Donald Trump is doing, and Republicans in Congress are supporting him, is making this shutdown as cruel and painful as possible.
This comes as furloughed federal workers struggle without the checks they earned until the shutdown ends.
Newark, Maryland is looking to make upgrades to its water treatment plant that's over 40 years old, and paying for it is an ongoing challenge. Now, earlier this year, Newark learned that federal money earmarked for the upgrades was denied. Today, the town plans to inform Worcester County officials that it will apply to the Maryland Department of Environment for grant funding. Once the federal government shutdown is over, the town also plans to apply to the USDA. According to the Newark Water and Sewer Advisory Board, the MDA did not award funding for lead water service line replacement.
All right, fishing fans, listen up. The White Marlin Open in Ocean City is the world's largest and richest billfish tournament. We'll see a major change in 2026, extending its format to allow participants to fish 3 out of the 6 days rather than the usual 3 out of 5. The 53rd annual tournament is set for Monday, August 3rd through Saturday, August 8th, with registration taking place on Saturday, August 1st and Sunday, August 2nd at Harbor Island Marina.
That is always a fun time there. All right, we got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, construction of Education Wing. We'll tell you how the Milton Theater says the project will help them better serve students.
Also, Bayside to the Final Four, the goal that decided the Maryland Regional title in an all-Bayside Conference girls high school playoff soccer match.
And students for fire prevention. We'll tell you how the Ocean City Fire Department used Fire Prevention Month to inform people in the area. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
We salute Chief Keith Banks for his outstanding leadership and steadfast dedication to the Rehoboth Beach community. Under his calm guidance and strong sense of duty, the city continues to thrive in safety and unity. His commitment to excellence and service sets the standard for all who wear the badge. We honor Chief Banks for leading with integrity, compassion, and pride, keeping Rehoboth Beach a place we're all proud to call home.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look into Ocean City. We're seeing some scattered showers out there this morning. We're at 57 degrees, and you can see that onshore flow continuing, some moderate shower activity just to the south of Selbyville and Ocean Pines. And we're going to continue to see that moisture stream in off the Atlantic throughout the morning and day today. We have a stronger system that we're tracking back to the west, and that's going to be pushing through later on tonight through Thursday. 34-mile-an-hour gust, Indian River Inlet, 23 in Bethany Beach. Temperatures were at 53 in Rehoboth, 50 Georgetown, 49 in Harrington, and 50 in Delmar. So we'll have the scattered showers today, and then we see those rain chances really ramp up into Thursday. And then the good news is we dry out through the end of the week, just in time for the trick-or-treaters. We'll talk more about the heavy rain and wind coming in tonight, just minutes away. Matt.
Okay, Chris. Happening today, free flu shots in Wycomico County. The county's health department says people can schedule appointments from 9 a.m. to noon, and according to officials, they must bring ID and information on insurance and any medications in use.
The Ocean City Fire Department says it is wrapping up Fire Prevention Month by connecting with more than 800 local students, all with one life-saving message: check your smoke alarms. The agency says it spent the month visiting schools and some daycares for lessons and demonstrations. Students also learned about the risks of lithium-ion batteries found in common devices like phones, scooters, and e-bikes.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning, sports fans. We had a wild and rainy playoff soccer match in Snow Hill. DSN's Ian Nicholas breaks it all down for you. Take a look.
Thanks, guys. After the Snow Hill boys program won their regional championship against Crisfield tonight, would the Eagles girls team do the same? Welcome into sports. I'm Ian Nicholas. If you asked that question before this season, it would probably not be a yes, given that their opponent tonight, Mardella, had won 5 straight against Snow Hill over the years. But the Eagles have completely flipped the script in 2025, winning both regular season matches, including one here from Snow Hill just 2 weeks ago against the Warriors.
Let's fast forward to 20 minutes into the first half. Mardella dominating possession, and they break the scoreless tie. Bella Campbell puts one through to make it 1-0 Mardella after losing their previous 2 games to Snow Hill in the regular season, it's Campbell. And they end up winning the whole thing, holding on for the final half hour of the match defensively by the 2-1 final score.
So where does the winner go from here? Well, they booked their ticket to the 1A state quarterfinals, still 3 wins away from hoisting a trophy. Reporting from Snow Hill, Ian Nicholas, DSN.
That'll do it for sports.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 6, we have live NCAA field hockey with Salisbury hosting Rowan. And then at 8, looking forward to this one, it is the premiere of Dynasty, the rise of Delmar field hockey. 9 p.m. you can watch Spirits of the Shore, and at 10:30, it's the final score.
Rough week? Well, cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from CoastTV with personal features, some fun things to do every weekend, and so much more. You can sign up for free at coasttv.com/sign up and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Fridays.
Yeah, unfortunately, not that pleasant weather today. Unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with a lot of clouds, on and off showers, breezy conditions continue, and even heavier rain pushes in tonight through Thursday. We have a yellow alert for that threat of an isolated damaging wind coming into tomorrow morning. I'll break that down more further right after the break.
Welcome back. The time is now 5:49 as we're taking a look into Salisbury. And Chris, it's cold.
Yes.
Dark. It is rainy. It is overall dreary outside. Give us something good to look forward to.
Well, it's looking sunnier for Halloween, I'll give you that right now. But we have about 2 more days of unsettled weather to get through before the sunshine makes a return. We have that consistent onshore flow, very raw out there. The rain, not all that heavy, but just enough to kind of annoy you, right? This morning, we're dealing with some wet roads out there, and we're going to continue to see that light to moderate rainfall throughout the day today. But you can see a more significant storm system lurks back to the west. That's across portions of Missouri and the Tennessee River Valley, and that's going to be swinging through tonight, bringing heavier rain and even stronger winds. We're at 49 right now in Salisbury. You can see the low clouds out there and the wet roads. Winds continue to howl out of the northeast, especially along the coast, gusting 25 Ocean City to 34 Indian River Inlet. So temperatures quite mild. We're at 50 in Milford, 50 Dagsboro, and 57 in Ocean City. We have coastal flood advisories up for Sussex County. Those are up through 8 o'clock on Thursday. So we're going to be going through multiple high tide cycles here throughout the week. And we have a coastal flood watch for the back bays. So some inundation is possible with the strong onshore flow. Have the gale warnings up through Thursday morning, as well as high surf advisories. So multiple advisories for the coast due in part to those coastal flooding conditions. Now we're going to be seeing plenty of clouds with scattered showers throughout the day. Those winds continue out of the northeast, gusting upwards of 35 miles an hour. And then they really crank up overnight into Thursday, gusting out of the east upwards of near 50 miles an hour. And then we'll see those winds shift out of the southeast through the early morning of Thursday. So the scattered showers, on and off rain throughout the day today, not all that heavy, but as we go into the early morning hours of Thursday, you can see that rain really turns heavy. We could even have a rumble of thunder, as well as that isolated threat of a damaging wind through Thursday morning as that rain races through the area. It's out of here by Thursday afternoon. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk, 1 out of 5, with the primary threat being damaging winds as we go into Thursday morning. Rainfall on the order of 1 to 2 inches. Could see upwards of 3 where we do see some heavier rainfall. That area of low pressure kicks off to the northeast. Drier air filters in, but it stays windy, at least for 1 more day of Halloween. We're dry behind that storm system. We have that yellow alert in place, and a really nice weekend shaping up. Nice fall-like weekend with temperatures in the low 60s. Grace.
Thanks, Chris. The Milton Theater is celebrating the construction of a new educational wing as work is now underway. And Matt, the theater says that the addition will better fit the needs for the amount of students who are interested in classes with them.
Yeah, Coast TV photojournalist Matt Hipsman shows us what's got Milton singing for joy.
3, 2, 1. Tonight we had our groundbreaking ceremony for our new education wing. Our new education wing is going to be a place where adults, children, the whole community can come. They can learn a little bit more about theater, learn a little bit more about themselves. It'll be a safe space for anyone that wants to enter our doors.
Whoa, whoa, Mamma Mia, here I go again.
What it's going to do is add a lot of space for our education program. So we really have seen that there's a great need here in Sussex County for more arts education. And this is going to add several spaces for us and be able for us to really expand the program out greatly.
Theater builds confidence in a way that few other things can.
We get to be able to get more kids to be interested in the program, and those that are already interested in the program, all of them can, we don't have to reject anyone basically.
Getting to stand on stage really gives you that confidence, that power in yourself to realize that everybody is feeling the same way. It's just a wonderful experience to make mistakes, to learn from those mistakes, and know that the mistakes are there for a reason.
The time is now 5:53, and it is the best part of the morning. Matt, it's time for our coastal pet of the day, and we got a cat today on National Cat Day.
Yeah, look at Milo here. Warm and cozy right there on your screen. You can see Milo is taking cover from the cooler weather we've been experiencing by snuggling up next to the fireplace.
That sounds like the perfect way to experience a nice rainy day. I hope Milo's sitting by the fire today. This is from Lauren in Rehoboth Beach, and we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva, so you can send us a few photos. Tell us what makes them so special to you if you take a look at your screen now.
Yep, that's where the QR code is. Scan that, get your friends to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Well, scattered showers this morning, and we're going to see intermittent rain and drizzle throughout the day. A lot of clouds and breezy conditions continue. Not a complete washout. We'll top out around 60 degrees. Now we have the yellow alert in play for Thursday. We have heavy rain and wind moving in tonight through Thursday. Could see an isolated damaging wind threat through Thursday morning. The rain clears just in time for the trick-or-treaters, but it does stay quite windy into Halloween. So that's something to keep in mind.
Breezy and spooky.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, thanks, Chris. And coming up in our next hour, Melissa strikes strongly. The damage the big hurricane is doing in the Caribbean. What to expect next? That and more when we continue with Coast TV News Today.